first of all, very nice to meet you, and it's the kind of film that's so different and unique as an experience that it must have felt like that even shooting it, you know, with a group of people that were really thoroughly enjoying themselves. Was it?
Yeah, I mean, what's great about it is everybody came to work knowing what they needed to do. Everybody understood what we were trying to pull off. You know, everybody understood the use of the music and how we're going to do the action. So it was great in that sense. That didn't make it necessarily easy, but it definitely meant that everybody understood what we were trying to do.
I didn't ask them that question because I wanted to talk to you first, but you know, the script must have been so locked in your mind because you wanted every detail to be there and the music, etc. But was there any room for improvisation? You know, people like Jamie Foxx tend to want to.
The script was pretty sort of locked, but Jamie did come up with a couple of zingers that are in the movie. Usually, like, not changing something, usually in addition to what I had written, and some of the things are just great and are in the movie.
Tell us about the music and how obviously it was part of the narrative, but how much was it personal to you, all those songs? Did they kind of build the script in your head?
I think so. I mean, a lot of the songs are ones that I've liked for a long time. They're not necessarily all personal songs. They're songs that I like and, you know, want to... and wanted to create scenes around. So it's sort of, I would listen to those songs and visualize set pieces.
Yeah, that's nice. Let's talk about the car chases. Obviously, there's been a lot of films about car chases and people, you know, driving cars very fast, etc. Yours is unique because it kind of, the city was also a character in it, and the characters were very utilized. So how much was that choreographed in your mind, and how difficult were they to achieve?
I mean, they're very difficult to pull off.
Yeah.
Car chases are very intensive scenes to do. And I really want it to look realistic. So it was kind of like a sort of a combination of complicated things. It's like doing a car chase to music, making it look realistic, which means having the actors on the road, and then also shooting in Atlanta on public streets and public freeways. All separate, and shooting in the day. Which is, you know, usually it's a lot easier to do chases at night. So it was not easy.
A melting pot of headaches.
Yes.
Well, it's easy to see why you wrote the characters with the actors in mind. So Jamie, John, Kevin.
Only John.
Only John.
John was the only person. John, just because I knew him, I think actually for Jamie and Kevin's parts, I didn't have a strong feeling on who it should be. So when those people came up for it, it was like, well, that would be amazing if they wanted to do it. So I just felt like I really kind of locked in.
And why John? Because you're a fan of Mad Men, or because he's got such a specificity to him?
I mean, I was a Mad Men fan for sure. And then meeting him, just like knowing what he could do and seeing how dry he could be. And that was, you know, really interesting.
And you needed the right baby driver. So tell us about Ansel and what qualities on the screen you feel he brought to this.
Well, he's very young. He has a lot of charisma. I mean, it really worked that he was so young in the movie. So when we started shooting, he was still 21. And it just brings out like an incredible, you know, sort of like life to the part. He's a big music fan. He performs music. So all of those things kind of help, you know, both with the sort of like just the rhythm of the piece and his like sort of physical movement.
Yeah, that's very true. Was there a lot of music on set in general? Did it really inform the shoot because it was so much part of the script? Yeah,
we basically like we did the entire movie to the music. So we soundtracked it. All of the songs were cleared before, and all of the songs were played in on the day. So the actors were basically performing their scenes with the music playing.
What do you most hope audiences get out of this film on top of the entertainment element of it?
I don't know. I mean, you know, there's obviously like a strong sort of moral kicker at the end of the movie. But in terms of like the sort of, I mean, there is that element of it, there's a sort of lesson in it in terms of showing the difference between the fantasy of the job and the nightmare of being a criminal. But then also, I just want it to be something that people would want to watch and then just watch again and enjoy the sort of like the music and the action as a piece, you know?
Is it the kind of film that's difficult to do because it's kind of hybrid between like what a big blockbuster heist film is and then, you know, an independent film which would have that kind of vibe in the script? Yes, is it hard to make? Is it hard to make a studio
Well, I think it's hard to make any
film these days?
original movie. I mean,
Yeah.
any film these days, one. Number two, any original movie is particularly tough. So that makes it sort of, it's a struggle for sure.
What would you say were the films that informed you as a filmmaker, your kind of own repertoire of films?
In terms of heist movies?
Or films that you particularly loved?
Oh, I mean, how long have you got?
Yeah, exactly. Not much, not much. But I was expecting that answer. But you know, let's say heist. Let's just.
Oh, like The Getaway, The Driver, Heat, Reservoir Dogs, Point Break. I mean, many others. Many car films. Bullet, French Connection, Vanishing Point. That's just a small sample.
Yeah, exactly. It's a small tip of an iceberg. Let's talk about Kevin Spacey and working with him. And he's just such a Kevin Spacey to me that he's so unique.
Well, it's just like fun seeing him be nasty, and like I think the character is like sort of flip-flops. He's like he's quite paternalistic towards Baby and supports him up to a point. So when he feels like he's being spurned, he gets kind of really nasty and personal. So he's not somebody you want to get on the wrong side of.
Never.
Yeah.
Is there a particular story behind the main character being called Baby, or is that anything you could divulge?
I just thought it'd be like that because his kind of mother has died young, that he's probably just kind of like kept hold of this old nickname and then has started to sort of mythologize through that. So I think it's his like nom de plume. And so the idea that he's clinging on to this as an idea of who he thinks he is rather than the reality of what he is.
And many songs with Baby in the title and Baby in the content. Were you like tempted to have more of them in the script, or does it become obsessive? Because I became obsessed with like remembering songs.
Well, I made a playlist that goes in front of quite a few of the screenings where it's all Baby songs.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And so I enjoyed making that playlist of all the Baby songs.
And I told Ansel he should start writing the Ansel song because I'm sure there's not many of those.
Yeah, that's true. There's not really any Edgar songs either.
Oh, true. But probably a couple of Lily ones, which is good.